Hi netizens!
Welcome to
Sway Me.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to be financially responsible. First, let's ask the question, what does financial responsibility look like to you?
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Financial responsibility means that you're conscious or aware of whatever you're spending and as opposed to whatever you're saving and in comparison to whatever you're making. So saving and spending carefully, I think, is financial responsibility.
Okay.
And also being able to remember to pay your bills in a timely manner.
That's true.
Yeah, for me that's what I think it is.
Cool.
What about you?
To me, financial responsibility looks like taking account of the different factors in your life and not being too spontaneous with your spending, and don't treat yourself too often. And
I mean, yeah.
you have to treat yourself sometimes,
Right.
but not every day and not for every occasion. And to set your priorities so that you're never, or it's more unlikely for you to be in a position of debt or squalor.
Yeah, because alright, so I know a lot of people are, they struggle with saving money. And I just don't get it, because for me it's super easy to save. Well, I'm kind of like a hoarder, like I said before. Everybody's supposed to know this. Everybody who know me know I'm kind of a hoarder. So when it comes to something that I really do have to save for, I am pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But I think as I've gotten older, I've decided to splurge a little bit more and treat myself, because I'm not getting any younger. I don't have kids, so why not treat myself, if that makes sense. The other day my mom said to me, why don't you go on a vacation? Like, why don't you go do something fun? And I'm like, you know what, you're right. I need to go do something fun. I haven't done anything for myself in since 2019, really? I haven't really done anything for myself. So, I mean, sometimes it's important to splurge a little bit on yourself.
Yeah, I agree. When I started working, I hoarded everything as well. I didn't spend. Like, I only paid my rent, utilities. Transportation was minuscule because I had a little e-bike that I'd ride to work at charge. So I didn't have to pay for transportation. I didn't go out. I remember you invited me somewhere once and I'm like, I've got to clean, I have laundry or something, and I didn't go. I don't really have regrets in life, because everything's a learning experience, especially that one. No, if I had that opportunity again, because I could afford to, but I came from a place where I had to watch my spending, and I was in a better place at that time. And if I knew what I know now then, I definitely go on that trip, because you have to make memories at the same time.
Because what is life if you don't spend a little bit, make a few memories, and have some nice things? Like in my closet, most people see me and they're like, oh, you look so nice and whatever, but in my closet I have maybe just a few things. I can't even tell you the number, but
I don't believe you.
Just a few. Honestly, I just have a few things that are designer, or that are super expensive. Most of which I didn't even buy myself. But I do from time to time spend on myself and buy something pricey.
Yeah. And I think financial responsibility also has to do with maintaining your well-being and making sure that you're healthy and in a good mental space. Because if you're just at home all the time, looking at the wall or on Instagram all the time, and don't want to spend money to take yourself to experience and see new things, then I think that's a bit of a way not to treat yourself well. A kind of abusive might be a stretch.
Self-abuse.
It might be a stretch to say abuse, but we only get one life. to live.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
exactly
think-
what my mom said.
So I think we need to like take those opportunities while we have it, while we're young too, and not wait until like we're 70, 80
After
before we
retire.
start going to places. Because then we can't climb those stairs at the Great Wall of China. We can't do anything much.
That's true.
Unless you're a super fit 80-year-old, which I hope you are. But live while you're young as well.
Yeah. I feel like financial responsibility in our society is lacking, especially with the younger generation, because they feel like, oh, I can just make more money tomorrow, so it's okay to finish everything that I need today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For real. I think a lot of people get swayed when they look at social media and see like, oh, these people my age, they're going on these trips, they're on private jets, they're this. But you gotta look at your life and what you can afford. I feel like where a lot of people fall short is that they're comparing themselves to other people. Yeah.
But you know, like, there are ways to save, and there are also ways to take these vacations, because I mean, there are like group vacation packages.
That is true.
There are like different modes of, I mean, you know, you can go on a cruise for like way less than you could take
That
an
is so
airplane.
true.
You know, like, there are different modes of transportation that you can use for vacationing. And a lot of people don't look at these things. And some people too, they feel like a vacation is like such a big thing. It has to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be super expensive. Like, you can go. I went on a vacation one time to Mexico, and I'm telling you, I spent like $60 the whole trip.
How long was the trip?
I was there for like 3 days.
Nice.
I spent like $15 to $20 per night for the hotel, and it was a nice little cheap hotel. It wasn't like Hyatt or
How I see it too, if I'm traveling, I'm on a trip, I'm not paying I'm paying for the experiences.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause-
just there to sleep.
yeah, cause how long you gonna be in the room for? As long as there
Exactly.
aren't like roaches and it's clean and it's, you know, like, it's palatable. And for me, the biggest thing is clean. I
Yes.
don't care if it's small, because how long you gonna be in the room when you go on vacation?
That's so true. I have
Like-
a story about that actually. So I was traveling with a friend, and she's big on not like spending a lot of money on hotel rooms. So she said, "Hey, how
It
would
sounds
you
like it's
feel-
gonna end badly.
how would you feel about going in a hostel?" So I'm like, I like new experiences. So I'm like, all right, cool. I want to see what this is about. We booked the room. It was very cheap, and I guess that was okay.
Like, how cheap?
What was it? I think it would convert to like $10 a night.
What? That is dirt cheap.
Can you imagine what the room looked like?
No, I can't really.
It had 3 bunk beds with curtains to give you your bunk bed
no,
space. And
that's like college.
there was a little light. It was velvet curtains. You had your bunk space and a little light in there. So I went out, I bought a burger. I didn't finish what I was eating, left it in my little bunk, went out, came in at night, was eating my burger, felt something tickle my eye.
Oh my
I
god!
was a roll.
He was munching on that burger while you were away.
But I already was eating the burger. Oh my god.
Did you just continue eating it, or you?
I don't remember. I don't remember what I did. Maybe I was already even done eating it. But
He was like, "Did you finish that burger?"
my friend, can you help your brother?
Help a brother out.
Oh yeah, so
That's crazy.
that's one of the 2 stories I have with a roach.
There's another
Yeah,
one.
Yep.
Oh my
A
god.
certain motel ending with a number behind it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't really stay at the motels, because I know it's not the best quality. Netizens, sorry, I keep calling you the wrong name. I'm sorry, guys. Netizens, if you can relate to the whole motel, hotel
Mhm.
situation, comment below, because yeah, like that's a no-go for me. Totally a no-go. I also, what's the most you spent on a hotel room
Oh.
on vacation?
The first one comes to mind. What was it? I think for 2 nights I spent $1,300.
US for 2 nights. 1300.
I already had it for
Wait,
like
1300 divided by 2 is how many?
750. Wait, 650. 650.
So 6.5. So you spend. Wow.
It was
And I thought I was bad. I spent my most expensive hotel room was at a Hyatt, and I spent like $500 for the night. It was like for something. It wasn't quite 500.
I think it was expensive because I had booked before, like maybe a month in advance actually, and I wanted 2 more days.
Oh.
So then
they
to get
added-
that, it was way more expensive than the first 4 days. The first 4
Okay.
days were like 1600. So then I paid about the same for 2 more days. This was
Wow.
at what was it called? Novotel or something like that.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never really stayed at a no-name hotel. I've stayed at quite a few, like Hyatt. I've stayed at Hilton, AC, on vacation trips and stuff like that. I've stayed at Garden Inn. I've stayed at a bunch of them, FDR, Breezes, Sandals, you name it.
I've never been at a Sandals.
But I haven't stayed, like in Jamaica. I stayed at Grand Palladium and a bunch of
I
them.
never traveled much in Jamaica. I was at
Hotel Four Seasons.
No, it was
I've been there too.
Jewel Paradise Cove.
Oh yeah, I've been there too.
was-
That's nice.
That's a nice hotel.
Yeah,
That's
I've
a
been
nice
there.
hotel.
We went there on. I went there on a trip, but I went to Ambiance. I think it's called Ambiance.
Was that a restaurant?
No, it's a hotel in Jamaica on the north coast. So, yeah, no, I've really been conservative where it comes to like hotels because you don't pay for the room. I mean, the excitement of the trip is being out of the room,
Right.
You know, not being in unless you're on honeymoon or
Unless you're going to like a staycation where you can like pay to stay like in the woods in this bubble thing,
yeah, I'm
like
not
a
doing
glam. What's it called?
that. Like glamping.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Like that, you're paying for luxury
luxury.
in that rural place we chose to go to. Well, yeah, in general, I like to travel for the
Experience, right?
experiences
Same.
and the attractions that that city has to offer.
So yeah, like it's important to, just as important to spend a little bit and splurge a little bit on yourself as it is to, you know, save, because if you don't save, you're not gonna have anything to splurge. So let's talk about the saving part first
Right.
and see what are some of the ways that we can save.
Yeah, so tips on managing money. I would say first, make sure that your budget is less than, your lifestyle is costing less than your earnings. That's number one. Because you don't, if you're paying, let's say, if you're using half or more than half of your salary to pay rent, that's not leaving much for anything else.
It's not sustainable.
It's not. So I think a smart way, a wise choice to make is to choose where you're living based on your income. So not just because it looks nice and it has this awesome gym and whatnot. Look at what you're earning and then choose where you live based on that. I'm not saying go to a roach infested place, but like,
are you not?
do your research and then pick from there.
My bad. No, I totally get it. Like, I'd say make sure that your rent is at least half of, if you get paid twice for the month, make sure that your rent is half or less of one of your paycheck. So if your rent is a little bit more than half of your your first paycheck for the month, I'd say that's a little risk. You're running a little risk. Not that it's not doable, but it's a little bit risky. So yeah, definitely that's the first thing. Also, like when you're saving, try to save at least half of your salary.
That's
in
a
its entirety.
Like that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
So you feel like it's not possible to save half?
I used to save 60% or more because I never used to spend. I only bought food and paid rent and utilities, of course, and I never went out. But a lot of people, they're already living a lifestyle where every Friday they're out or something. So I think we can jump into the next point, which is.
But hold on though, breaks a little bit.
Okay.
Going out has nothing to do with spending
true.
sometimes.
You can go out for free.
Yeah, I go out for free. I go
walk,
hiking. I go to the lake. I go to the river. I mean, I go people watching. I go, what you call it, shopping?
I almost said shoplifting.
You can go window shopping. Please don't do that.
You can go window shopping.
You can go window shopping. And if you know that you're a spendthrift, definitely don't go window shopping because that's going to put you in trouble.
Don't tempt yourself like that.
Yeah. I can go shopping for the whole day. And
Just
unless something says yes, and it comes out to me, like I could just look past it. Honestly, like it's like nothing to me.
Yeah. So like have a budget and stick to it. You can add in your budget, like I used to add miscellaneous or entertainment. So if I'm walking and I'm like, oh, that looks cute, or I like this, is it in my miscellaneous budget? Because it definitely isn't in the I need to pay for this. Because you're just walking and you just saw it. You didn't need it.
You didn't plan to have it. You're just wanting it now because
it's
in your vision. Yeah. It's kind of like when you go to the supermarket, a lot of people.
And if you're hungry.
Or yeah, if you're hungry. Like I spend a lot on food, but that's also because I like to eat and I'm a foodie. But I feel like if it's not in your budget, then don't pursue it because they put these things right at the cashier when you're checking out. There's a lot of candy, a lot of chewing gum, and I love chewing gum.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of candy, a lot of chewing gum, a lot of like Mentoids, a lot of gummy bears, stuff like that. And they're and like little drinks too, like sodas and stuff like that that people really like.
And some places will have like not just sweets, but like lip balm, pen,
the battery pack, random stuff that they're like, oh,
like a cute looking pen. You're like,
this is nice. Maybe I need to get it. You don't need to get it.
I write. I could use a pen.
Yeah. And you can also ask for discounts too. Like wherever you go, you can ask like, is that the final price? Depending on what you're buying, of course.
And depending on where you live, you could get like they leave newspapers in the mail, so you could get coupons from the mail. Or if you buy a newspaper, it might have coupons. So that's something that you could look into. Right. Okay, awesome. So jumping into another way that you could manage your money is budgeting.
I do that every single month. I budget and I put in. I have my little book or paper, and I put this is for rent. This is for light bill. This is for internet bill. This is for food. This is for transportation. And then I put my miscellaneous.
Yeah.
And then I mean I really should put my savings first, but I put the savings after. That's like my final thing. And yeah, not every month I am directly on par with it, but for the most part I keep it pretty tight.
Right.
And if I see that I'm going over what I had planned to, then I stop. And then, you know, the next month should be lighter on everything.
Right.
So
I think
that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah. When I got serious about my budgeting, I had like I didn't really consider rent and stuff because that's like there's no question, like I have to pay rent. But I'd have like I made a pie chart, so like rent, utilities, all that stuff, one portion, and I'd calculate what percentage of my pay was left. So let's say 70% is left over. With that, I had a goal. I wanted to save a certain amount in 12 months. So I calculated how much do I need to save per month to get there. And then each month I would put that amount away, and I never touched that account ever. And then whatever is left, I'd think about food or whatever else I might need to do.
And you make do with whatever is left.
Exactly. Let's say I had $100, $200. I've spent $200 on food for a month before. So there are so many options, well, depending on where you live. Even if you live somewhere that doesn't have like a lot of grocery options, there's markets, there's farmers, there are people that sell wherever. You can shop around, take the time to learn what places you can go to get good deals.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know it right off the bat. So take your time to learn, okay, I want to eat like this. Do you want to eat more fruits? Do you want to eat whatever? Because just because you're on a budget doesn't mean you're going to eat or you have to eat unhealthily or have to eat tin foods or snacks and whatnot. So it's about doing the research as well. So I have $200. How much can I spend per week? Okay, $50. What can I do with $50? Where can I get a bang for my buck with $50?
One thing I used to do when I was just starting out and like I never want to cook every day, I would go to those like Chinese food places, and they give you a whole wok of food that you can last for 2 days. I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'd go on Monday, and whatever I get on Monday would last me for Monday's dinner and Tuesday's dinner.
Exactly.
And then I go again on Wednesday. And then whatever I get on Wednesday lasts for Wednesday and Thursday dinner. So for the whole week, I'd be buying like 3 food instead of 5 foods every day. I mean 5 box food or 5 meals.
Right.
Yeah, and it worked out way cheaper because one food was like what, $10, $12. So 10, 20, 30, $36 for the week.
Yeah.
I mean that's
impressive. When I was strictly saving, my health was the best it's ever been because I didn't eat if I feel hungry. I'd know like, all right, I'd go on a diet too. Like I'd exercise and eat enough to fuel my body. So just like that, the big thing of food that you get from some places, that's not a person serving. I mean, some people can eat it. I have as well, but you can divide it. You don't have to eat $20 worth of food in one sitting.
I eat, especially when I'm exercising. Like if I'm exercising that week, I eat a lot because if I don't eat and I exercise, I feel lightheaded and then I start feeling dizzy. Especially if I like jog or do cardio or stuff like that, I kind of start feeling lightheaded. So I like to have like a lot. I bulk up on starch when I'm exercising and protein, and so I end up eating a lot, but I try to like bulk with starch. So I eat like peanut butter and bread, or I eat like those foods that are rich in both the starch and the protein. So yeah, like I mean, there are little ways that you can cut back on your spending. If you're normally eating like 2 eggs, eat 1, like eat 1 egg at a time, because 1 egg is enough protein to last you for a good breakfast meal. If you normally eat 2 sausages, cut back and eat 1. That way you would have 1 more for tomorrow. Little things like that. Instead of buying the Welch's drink, buy the Welch's crystal light, or the little powder that you can make the drink, and then you make a jug and parcel it out, like. Or you can buy the fruits. Fruits are kind of expensive though, but you can buy the fruits and
buy in season.
True, this is true.
Like Spanish Town Market in Jamaica. I was just thinking while you were talking that it doesn't have to be expensive, because if you go to a supermarket in Jamaica, it's gonna cost more than if you go to the market itself.
Absolutely.
Right. So I earlier this year I went. And I got I like to make juices, so I use callaloo. That's like
Oh no, that's such a waste of kalaloo though.
I cook it
Kalaloo
too.
has the best flavor. Mwah.
I cook it too, but I like to juice it as well. Not juice, blend it and strain it if you don't have a juicer. So like one big bag is like 150 Jamaican dollars in the supermarket.
And that lasts you for
Forget
like how
about that.
long?
Depends on what you're doing with it.
Like if you're
cook-
drinking it.
If I'm drinking it, that can make me like a liter or so,
And that
and
lasts
a
for,
cup
like,
a day
3 days?
because you just want to have a clean if that's your goal to like have a clean body.
And that should be
system and
everybody's goal. Like your system is important, you know.
Right. So if it is that if you want a more calorie dense diet, then you can allocate more in your budget for food. But also be conscious, you don't have to spend a lot. Don't go for the name brand stores. Like you can just go to a regular shop and get your groceries from there.
Yeah. And eat smaller portions, of course.
And stick to the budget as close as you can. I mean, some things will happen.
Like you might get a flat tire, or you might have to buy, like you might have to call the plumber in. I mean, if you're renting, you don't have to call the plumber in, but you might have to go service your car, or you might have to. What else comes up?
Go to a checkup, go to see the doctor.
One of your co-workers is having a birthday and you want to get a little small gift.
Right.
Like little things come up,
Anything can happen. Then, of course,
you spend from your miscellaneous.
exactly. And if miscellaneous doesn't cover it, last resort, that's what savings is for, really. But try and stick to it so you can achieve your goal.
Yes, absolutely.
And another way to manage your spending is to cut back on eating out. Eating out costs so much. Because if you can meal prep, you know what you like, so you can cook what you like better than the restaurant anyways.
Some people, because some people can't cook.
That's true.
And that's why a lot of people eat out, because they cannot cook.
There's YouTube as well. You can learn.
And some people don't want to learn.
Oh, if you don't want to learn.
But there are
okay, I
ways
get
that you can. There are ways that you can meal prep from purchasing food too.
Yeah,
like
what
I
you
was saying
said,
earlier.
yeah.
Like when I just started out, I wasn't really cooking much. I mean, when I was like 23, I wasn't cooking, and basically like I'd buy a big food and divide it up into 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was good with that.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then you can buy, instead of buying a meal, like say going to a restaurant and buying I don't know, a pasta dish, you can get the ramen, and that's easy to make. That's not
Ramen
like
is
you're
just
not
boiling.
cooking.
Yeah.
You're not. That's not cooking. So that would be like easy. I mean, it's not the healthiest.
You can make it healthy. You
But
don't
you'd have to
use the
strain off.
packets.
Yeah, you'd have to strain off the packet.
You don't have to use the packets. Just use the ramen
And season it with your own seasoning.
with your own seasoning. Boil 2 eggs, toss on there. If you like a certain type of greens, put that on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, there are ways. There are
And-
ways that you can do it without actually cooking if that's not your thing.
And if you have the time, it's really easy to make noodles too.
And if you have the time, who wants to make noodles?
I want to make. They're more filling, but yeah. There are a lot of options. You can either buy and then portion out your meals, or you can cook it at home if you want to.
And if you buy meat, so this is one thing that I do. When you buy meat, like let's say you buy a chicken, like a half a chicken or a whole chicken, you can cut it up small and make a stew that will last way longer than if you could cut it up like into parts, like leg and thigh and breast and wing. Like you can chop it up small, make a stew. You can even like make it as a one pot and like a fried rice or something.
That's
and
true.
those last way longer than having, going to the store and buying a whole chicken, and then how many legs a chicken got? Exactly. So then you only have 2 legs, and then how many breasts the chicken got? So like you can take your time with pacing that, and then if you know that you're trying to save, then another good thing to do is you can make the vegetable. Like, let me tell you something about cabbage.
This girl loves me.
I love me some cabbage, okay? But there are so many ways you can make cabbage, and it's so good for you, and it's super healthy. Like, if you want to lose weight, cabbage is the way to go. If you want to cleanse your system, cabbage is the way to go. I'm telling you, you can steam it, you can stir fry it, you can eat it raw, you can make a vinaigrette salad and put on it. There's so many ways you can make cabbage. You can use it as a bread, like between your meat.
I made a burger once. Like I just sliced it up, like kind of steamed it. I forget how I did, but I put the patties in between, and the cabbage was a bun. That was so good.
And it's really good. Like, cabbage is really a lifesaver, and it's so cheap. Like, one big whole cabbage sometimes is like $1 something. Yeah, like you can buy it in the 99-cent store or the dollar store, and it's the same cabbage. Like, it's the same cabbage.
Shop around and find the price you like.
Yeah. So that's my little piece on food and how you can save with food. But in terms of like other expenses, I feel like there are some ways you can save too. Like, for instance, if you work at a company and you need
like coffee,
you need a piece of tape to tape up something in your house. Like, I'm sure they're not gonna go off on you if you get a little piece of tape, or you carry the tape home, use it and take it back. You don't have to go to the store and buy a whole tape just for one little thing you want to tape up. You know what I mean? Don't steal from your job. But if you have an office and you have office supplies, you may want to use the office supply at home as well and at your office, because it's yours still, right? Don't overuse that, but you know, that's something that could help you.
Yeah, exactly. So another thing that we can do to stay on top of our budgeting is to review your expenses, because I will be on a roll, like, okay, everything's going good, but you might fall off track in an area. You don't notice it until the end of that month when you're reviewing your spending. So it would be beneficial. It would be beneficial if, like, at the end of the week or end of the day, if you've got the time each day to review what you've been spending, that would be good to make sure that you're on track with your goals.
Girl, I check my account like 3 times a day, like meals. Like, I will wake up in the morning and I'm checking my account. Yup, it's still there, okay? I go to lunch or whatever, and I come back, I'm like, okay, I spent this. No more for the rest of the day. And then in the evening, I look at my account. Yep, it's still there. Okay, we're good to go. Like, I don't be playing with my money though. I look at my account so often. If I look at that tablet or that computer screen and the app's there, best believe I'm gonna go look at that app.
I think I do some mental tracking, and I will, if I'm thinking about how much do I have in my account, I make sure it's less than what I actually think.
So you're not always thinking about how much is in your account?
No.
Oh.
No.
I'm always thinking about how much I got in my account.
I think you're always thinking about what's in it.
I am always thinking about what's in my account. I literally do. Like, I am so conscious because I cannot afford to go broke.
You cannot. It's expensive to go broke.
It's more expensive to go broke. You're right.
Because there's so many like things you need to pay for, where if you paid for it in bulk or if you paid for it for a longer duration, you'd save money. And if you can't, then you're ending up paying more in the long run. I heard someone tell a story about this, that they couldn't find money for the gym for the week, for the month, but the gym offers weekly payments. So like, let's say the gym for the month is $30, but for the week is $10. But you can't find 30, so each week you're paying 10.
That's $10 extra every month.
So it's like that. It can be more expensive.
Yeah.
If you can't find the money to like put towards something and
if you go to the gym like 3 times for the month, the last time when you can't find the $10, or that one time when you can't find the $10, work out at home. Put a YouTube video on. Like, find a way to save what you don't need to be spending.
Right. Yeah, like if you love coffee, like I do, I buy my own stuff. Like whatever I like in my coffee, I buy it, I have it here. Because to go out and purchase a cup of coffee, it's more expensive, and I can have more coffee at home. Maybe in the budget I have enough for like 1 cup from whatever place you like to buy coffee from. But if you invested that money to buy like a tin of whatever coffee you like and the creamer you like and honey or whatever, for the month, I'm pretty sure you're saving rather than buying a cup a day. How much is a cup of coffee?
I don't know. I don't drink coffee. I'm so glad I don't have that.
Tea?
I'm so glad I don't have that addiction.
I don't.
I drink
I don't drink
tea,
it all the
but I don't drink tea a lot either to be like, oh, it's a necessity for
Not
me.
necessity. It's
If
like
I feel for it, I drink a tea.
I like a warm beverage. So
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That's
I don't
why
do
I have
coffee.
it.
I don't do drugs. I don't do smoking. Like I feel like those are just expensive habits to have. But I mean,
They
like you
are.
can manage the coffee because if your office, for instance, has a coffee maker, then too
sometimes
easy.
the officers have some. Ugh.
It's not good.
Sometimes they're okay.
I wouldn't know. I haven't been trying it.
I worked at one place and it tastes like dirt.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
if your office has good coffee, make use of it.
But then if not, you can do like what Avia does and just make your own coffee at home. Or buy yourself a coffee maker. It might work out cheaper than going to Starbucks every morning.
Yeah.
Put the coffee to make while you're going into the shower, if you shower in the morning. Because I realize that's not too common, but that's a whole other video.
Sorry, what? If you don't share what?
In the mornings.
Oh.
That's a whole other conversation.
We can
need
have
to
another segment about hygiene, health, and wellness.
Netizens, comment below. Like, what do you think about that? Let's just leave it there for now.
And another way that we could help with managing our spending is if we use like apps that can help. We're in the day and age right now where technology,
There's an app for everything.
there's an app for everything. So you can do a little research on whatever your search engine is and find out what apps might be beneficial to you.
Yeah, I could think about some apps right now that help you to manage your spending. Like the Bank of America app does that.
Oh yeah, you
The
can set
Chase
goals
app,
in that.
you can set goals on those too. I know that you can do, like if you have a SoFi account, you can manage your saving, and like when you spend, I think you can round up. Robinhood is another app, good app for that. There are so many apps that help you to save. I've never used any of them, so I can't speak to the quality of them. But I do know that a lot of people who struggle with saving, and I see that they offer those services on my own computer too.
Yeah, I think we hit on a lot of good points today.
Yeah.
So netizens, please tell us in the comments what you would like to know more about regarding this topic, and how do you manage your money? What do you do to help out with your budgeting and your saving and your goals? Okay, that's it for this segment. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.